So, whoever thinks that Yuta versus Sukuna is going to be a close battle, I'm pretty sure you are coping. Like, the level of copium is beyond anything I can even imagine at this point. What's up, guys? It's Richard from Yos11 back again with another video. And in today's video, we want to talk about the Yuta versus Sukuna fight and why the battle isn't close. Like, I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube saying that Yuta stands a chance. I've seen a lot of people saying that Yuta versus Sukuna is actually closer than we think. And for me, I honestly think that's just cap. Like, let's be honest with ourselves. The main question you should always ask yourself anytime you're trying to compare Sukuna versus Yuta is, do you honestly think Yuta stands a chance against Gojo? That is the first question you need to ask yourself. And if you can answer that question with absolute honesty, I'm pretty sure you would say that is very unlikely. Now we know for a fact that Sukuna defeated Gojo. This is something that we know for a fact. So in my own thoughts, I'm like, how is Yuta going to defeat Sukuna? So now let me break this down so that you guys can actually understand where I'm coming from. Because the way I'm looking at this battle, I'm actually looking at it from two angles. So we're looking at it from the strength angle and we're looking at it from the knowledge angle. Now the thing about it was, if this was purely going to be a strength battle, if Sukuna was more of the kind of brute antagonist where he really isn't smart, all Sukuna really just has is power, then I would have said that, do you know what, there is a possibility that Yuta could actually win this battle. Because one thing that I know about Yuta, and I'm pretty sure everybody knows about Yuta, is when it comes down to it, Yuta is a very, very powerful JJK sorcerer. And with the help of Rika, the queen of courses, we all know that boosting his physical strength isn't something that is going to be necessarily impossible for somebody like Yuta. And we all know that with the help of the supporting cast, Yuta could actually rival the strength of Sukuna. And when I say strength, I'm talking about physical strength. I'm not talking about course technique. I'm not talking about anything like that. Because we have to understand that when we are just dealing with pure strength, then we can say that yes, Yuta probably has a chance. When it comes to speed, I definitely know Sukuna is faster than Yuta. So now, this is where my main issue for those people that are actually saying Sukuna versus Yuta is a very close battle is that we have to understand, when it comes to knowledge and skills, Sukuna far surpasses Yuta. And a very, very good example of this was the Gojo versus Sukuna battle. We could see that there were a lot of things that Gojo was doing that Yuta thought was impossible. Now, one thing that we can always know Gege would probably do is that Yuta would probably be able to pick up one or two things that he saw Gojo doing and probably would be able to implement it in a battle with Sukuna. But we have to understand that this will be the first time Yuta is implementing things like that. This will be the first time Yuta is using things like that. And so when it comes down to it, the experience level isn't touching somebody like Sukuna. And that's just it. Me, what I feel is that the reason why Yuta cannot defeat Sukuna is because of just one very, very major difference. And that is, Sukuna has more experience than Yuta. And Sukuna, I'm pretty sure, if Gege is writing Sukuna as the character that we know Sukuna is, Sukuna will be able to use this gap to his advantage. And that is all I'm trying to say, that when it comes down to it, Sukuna has more experience. Now, Gege might actually go another route, and that route might be, since probably Gege feels he has written himself into a corner, because that's what a lot of fans think. And for me personally, I believe that Gege has a master plan. I honestly think that he hasn't actually written himself into a corner like most of everybody thinks. Now, a lot of people who think that Gege has probably written himself into a corner would probably think that this is the opportunity Gege would use to remove Sukuna from the story. That means with the power of friendship and with the power of teamwork, Yuta and the remaining protagonists, Yuta, Yuji and the rest of them, would be able to think of a way to take out Sukuna. And honestly, if Gege goes with that, that would be the biggest cop out ever. Like, I would really lose. I would really not like that kind of ending, because that would be too easy. That would be too predictable. Now, I hope Gege doesn't go with that. I mean, what I honestly think is going to happen is Gege is going to go against Yuta, and eventually Yuta is going to lose. And when it comes down to it, I still believe that at the end of the day, it is Yuji and Megumi that will end up taking down Sukuna. Now, I don't even know how Gege is probably going to do this. I don't even know how he's going to come up with a way to make Megumi also be in the bigger picture when it comes down to taking down Sukuna. But I honestly believe that at the end of the day, the two people that would take out Sukuna will have to be Yuji and Megumi. And if Gege wants to really surprise us, and you can actually add Nobara to that list, so it's going to be the main trio that will finally take out Sukuna. And so that is just what I feel. I feel Yuta absolutely stands no chance against the Sukuna that we have known unto this point, against the universal Cliff Sukuna, against the Sukuna that can do a domain expansion, against the Sukuna that probably still has the 10 shadows. I honestly don't think that Yuta can do anything. But then again, we'll have to wait and see what happens. We have to wait and see what happens in the next chapter. So let us wait and let us see. But while we're doing that, why don't you check out my other video on Aeon Era versus Gojo? It's going to be a fun watch. And while we're at it, why don't you check out my 5 misconceptions about Gojo versus Sukuna? That is a very, very incredible video, and I'm definitely sure you're going to enjoy that. We have a Discord server. I'm going to put the link down in the description, and hopefully I'm going to put it down in the comment section. If you feel like joining our big community, our growing community, I mean, make sure you actually follow the link, and I will see you down in the Discord server, and yeah, we can chat it up. Also too, if you have any video recommendation, I really appreciate if you put it down in the comment section. Like I said, you know I love interacting with you guys when it comes to the comment section, so I would definitely want to hear more from you. So yeah, that'll be all for today's video, guys. I really do hope you did enjoy everything I had to say. Why don't we try to get this video to 50 likes? I'll really appreciate that. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Ciao.